Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you are doing great. We're going to talk about gold, we're going to talk about the Fed, and we're going to talk about the dollar going down in value. That is right. Do I believe that 2023 is going to be the year of fireworks economically? Absolutely. Do I also believe that in 2023 there are going to be more opportunities for you to gain wealth than you've ever seen in your lifetime? Yes, I do. Why? Because you think differently. So let's talk about gold. Guys, there's a story out of Kitco I want to share with you, and it's entitled Russians Buy Record Amount of Gold Bullion in 2022. It talks about in this story not only our central banks buying gold, but it talks about the people of Russia. Check this out. More than 50 metric tons of physical gold was purchased by Russian citizens in 2022, according to a local publication. All right, I'm going to have my editor help me with this pronunciation. A-E-I-O-U. Here we go. Vendomotsi.
Ведомости.
Which surveyed major Russian banks. Think about that. 50 metric tons bought by citizens because they understand something that other countries like America don't understand. That is, your currency can fall drastically in value because the government does something, right? But in Russia's stance, they actually also saw their currency come right back up. Why? Because they had natural resources and they knew how to deal with them. Unbelievable, right? So not only have we seen news stories around the country in the last quarter of 2022 stating that central banks have been buying up gold at a fever pitch, a pace that has not been seen in quite some time, literally years and years, because countries understand, central banks, central governments understand one thing, and that is we are in trouble. The world's economies are imploding, and there are new alliances, and there are alliances that are also breaking up. So things are changing very, very fast, all right? So let's move on to another story. Oh, before I do that, I want to talk about today's sponsor, and that's West Haven Gold Corp. I want to thank them for sponsoring this video. They're found on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol WHN, and they're also found on the OTC boards in America under the symbol WTHVF. I just had to say it like that. All right, so let's talk about what's going on, and this is out of CNN. And to say that CNN, you're pretty much too late if you get your news from them, is an understatement. But the good news is it's finally hitting the masses. That's right. The title of today's story is Gold is Surging as Investors Bets on Slower Fed Rate Hikes. And that is absolutely correct. See, guys, in the beginning of the year, gold started around $2,000. And then everybody laughed like, haha, Ninja, you said gold was going somewhere. And as it trailed down to whatever price it bottomed out at, then it started to rise. And then they're like, well, maybe as a ninja is right. Well, not exactly yet, because right now gold, as of today, I want to say it's right under $1,900, right? But the reason that gold went down, people need to understand. The reason why the paper price of gold went down last year was because as it was hitting 2,000, the Fed's like, maybe we should do something about this inflation thing. Maybe we should do it not because we care about the people. And just, that's how Jerome Powell sounds when he's alone. Not because we care about the people, but because the dollar to gold price is getting way out of whack. We are about to hit an all-time high, and we cannot have this anymore. I almost sound like that guy talking to El Guapo, or El Guapo. So Jerome Powell says, do we have a plethora of dollars? And you see him go, sí, El Guapo. And he goes, do you even know what a plethora means? No, El Guapo. Point being is this. They took that plethora of dollars and they decided to run the interest rate up to get rid of inflation. I mean, the gold price. And so it took the gold price from its close to all time, not close, and it trickled down. But then something happened. You see, investors started to see everything starting to crash. Auto sales, home sales, egg sales. What? Egg sales are only crashing because they're like super expensive. But my point being is that everyone started to see this break. So then the Fed started to go, ooh, maybe we've raised them too much. And so they started to slow the rate of rise, right? They're not dropping them, but they're just raising them a little bit more. A little bit. So investors are freaking out and getting excited, but at the same time, it is taking the dollar value and it is lowering it, which means gold is now trailing back up. So the question is, where's the gold price going? Is the gold price going to go higher because the dollar is going to get lower? If the dollar gets lower, the gold price should trend up, right? So it says right here, gold futures were at an 8-month high, climbing 14% since late November to hit $1,882 per ounce on Wednesday. Investors tend to flock to assets that offer regular returns, such as government bonds, when interest rates are rising. Gold prices slumped in April last year as the U.S. Federal Reserve started raising those interest rates, just like I said. But it says, but some countries are also beefing up gold reserves, helping to push up prices. That effort has become easier in recent months as the value of the dollar is weakened, making it cheaper for countries outside the United States to buy gold. And as a matter of fact, I have a story for you. I heard of a Turkish fund, and take this with a grain of salt, just sprinkles, like that guy, that does that thing with a tomahawk, just sprinkles salt all over it. But a Turkish fund out there was looking for gold companies, mining companies that can invest in and take controlling stakes in it, because why? They need to get gold in the ground. Because if they go and start to buy gold on the open market like everybody else, it only runs the price up, just like CNN said. Who would have thought you could have learned something from CNN? Point being is this: as countries are freaking out and running the gold price up, they're looking for other things. So I invest in the commodity sector. Why? Is it doing anything right now? It is. It's starting to move. I want to be ready before the next bull run. So I slowly come into multiple companies, diversify my portfolio, and get ready. I love being laughed at. I was laughed at in early 2000s when I bought real estate. I was laughed in mid 2000s when I sold my real estate. I was laughed at when I bought Bitcoin at $500. Hey, I'm also being laughed at for investing in the resource stocks. I get it. It's funny. Who cares? Don't do what I say. I'm not a financial advisor. But let's talk about something else. Our sponsor of today, West Haven Gold Corp. So, like I said, guys, the ticker is on the TSX is WHN, and on the OTC boards, it is WTHVF. Now, first off, West Haven Gold Corp owns 100, how many companies? Wait, it's 4 properties? Is it 3? Is it 1? Hold on, editor, I'm going to need help. Can you please give me some notes? Are you there? Just once. Just a little bit of notes.
Okay, fine. Here you go.
Like a ninja, reading for the very first time. All right, just joking. All right, thank you, I appreciate it. All right, here we go. All right, West Haven Gold Corp owns 100% interest in 4 separate properties. They're currently drilling right now, so they are in the exploration phase, but they've actually got drill rigs turning. The shares are trading at around 39 cents Canadian, which brings them to a market cap of around $55 million. A couple projects I wanted to bring up. Their Shovel Nose Gold property just showed initial discovery holes, came back from the assay. The drilling 17 meters, a little over 17 meters of 24.5 grams per ton of gold and 107 grams per ton of silver. Now, it says the company just released its first ever maiden resource estimate on its property of over 1 million ounces of gold. The company currently has a drill rig turning, so it is actively exploring these 4 properties, and it's happening right now. It says the West Haven, another property, has another high-grade gold property called, all right, now, this word sounds Russian to me, so editor, I'm gonna need some help. Shnuka.
Skłonko.
Shnuka. Is that it? Did I get it right? This property returned a number of significant gold intersections, like 12 meters of over 20 grams per ton of gold and 3.31 meters of 26.8 grams per ton of gold. So 2 different intersections that they hit. The company is fully financed until 2024, and that's because they just recently had a round of raising funds, so that they have money to go through 2024 and keep their drill programs going. And they currently have, between management and insiders, ownership of approximately 23% of the company. So I want to thank West Haven for sponsoring this video, and I appreciate my editor for the notes. I'm going to pick that up. And I want to encourage you to start to understand the true dynamics of what's going on in the resource sector. It's very vital, very important that you learn this. And the reason why is because natural resources are about to become a very real, serious commodity. No play on words, because countries that are splitting up from old alliances and new alliances that are being made, they're going to start doing just like what the Russians are doing, between the central bank and the citizens buying up gold at a rapid pace. So what's that going to do to equity prices? Hey guys, I'm not a financial advisor or financial professional. I couldn't honestly tell you, but I'm just telling you what I do. I buy gold and I buy resource stocks, and I make sure I'm well diversified. All right, guys, that being said, I thank you so much for watching. The Economic Ninja is out.